Have you ever looked at a birthday card and felt a quiet sense of unease? The kind that comes from a joke about being over the hill or getting too old for this. When inside, you still feel so very much yourself? Or maybe you've been to one too many gatherings where the conversation slowly turns from memories to medications, and a silent question forms in your mind. Is this really what it's all supposed to be about? It's a feeling I know well. That subtle, sometimes unspoken worry that the years ahead are just a slow decline, a gradual dimming of the light. We're told that aches, pains, and fading energy are just part getting older, so we accept them, we lower our expectations, we scale back our lives, and we quietly prepare for less. But what if that entire story is wrong? What if the reason so many people struggle to live with vitality beyond 80 isn't just about the number of candles on the cake, but about a handful of silent, overlooked health factors that slowly chip away at our foundation? I want you to know, if you've ever felt that worry, you're not alone. It's not your imagination, and it's certainly not a personal failing. It's a frustration that comes from feeling your body not quite keeping up with the vibrant spirit inside of it. It's a fatigue that seems to come from nowhere, the names that dance just on the tip of your tongue, the confidence that wavers just a bit when you think about trying something new. I see you. And I want you to understand that these aren't sentences passed down by time. They are often the result of things we can understand, and more importantly, things we can actively work on. This isn't about chasing an impossible fountain of youth or striving for some unrealistic ideal. This is about something far more beautiful and attainable, living all of our years with as much health, independence, and joy as possible. It's about understanding the subtle shifts happening within our bodies so we can support them, not fight them. Because the goal isn't just to add years to your life. It's to add vibrant, fulfilling life to your years. Over our time together, we're going to walk through this landscape. We'll start by pulling back the curtain on the real, physiological reasons our bodies start to send us these signals, moving beyond the myth that it's all inevitable. From there, we'll explore how the very building blocks of our body, our muscle and bone, are the secret guardians of our independence, and how we can protect them. We'll look at the silent, internal fires of inflammation that can simmer for years, and how the fuel we choose can either fan those flames or put them out. And we'll uncover profound connection between a lonely heart and a weary body, and how nurturing our connections might be the most powerful medicine of all. It all begins with understanding a crucial difference that changes everything. The difference between natural aging and preventable decline. Natural aging is a passage of time. It's the laugh lines earned from a life well lived, the wisdom gathered from experience, the changing pace of our days. It's beautiful in its own right. Preventable decline, on the other hand, is something else entirely. It's the slow leak of strength from our muscles because we've stopped asking them to work. It's the brain fog that sets in from a lack of deep, restorative sleep and mental engagement. It's the joint pain that worsens from inactivity and the wrong kinds of foods. Think of it like a cherished old house. Natural aging is a patina on the hardwood floors, the slightly settled foundation, the character in the vintage windows. Preventable decline is a slow leak in the roof that goes unfixed, rotting the beams. It's the termites of poor nutrition quietly eating away at the structure. It's the paint peeling because it wasn't maintained. One is the beautiful story of a life lived. The other is the result of small things being neglected until they become big problems. And getting a handle on that difference is the first step to taking your power back. Because once you see it clearly, what you do next becomes so much more important. And what you do next, well, it all starts by looking at the very framework of your body, the structure that allows you to get out of your favorite chair, to work in your garden, to pick up a grandchild, to simply move through your world with confidence. I'm talking about your muscle and bone. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Muscle is for bodybuilders, or I'm too old for that. But please stay with me. This isn't about bulging biceps or lifting massive weights. This is about something far more critical, your functional strength. It's the silent guardian of your independence, and it's the first of our silent health reasons so many people struggle. You see, starting in our 40s and accelerating every decade after, we naturally begin to lose muscle mass in a process called sarcopenia. It's a quiet retreat, one we often don't notice until we struggle to open a jar, find we need our arms to help us stand up, or feel unsteady on our feet. We chalk it up to just getting older, but this loss of strength is a primary driver of loss of independence. It's what leads to frailty, to a fear of falling, and to that feeling of needing to rely on others for the simplest tasks. But here's the magnificent, empowering truth. This process is not a one-way street. It is profoundly responsive to resistance. And resistance doesn't mean a crowded gym. It means gently, consistently asking your muscles to do a little more than they're used to. It's using light dumbbells or resistance bands while you watch the evening news. It's rising out of a chair 10 times without using your hands. It's carrying your own grocery bags. It's the act of saying to your body, I still need you, and your body replying, okay, I'll stay. This goes hand in hand with the health of your bones. Our bones are not static sticks. They are living tissue that constantly remodels itself. To keep them dense and strong, they need to bear weight and experience impact. A daily walk, some gentle heel drops, climbing your stairs. These are signals that tell your bones, remodel, stay strong. Without these signals, they slowly become more porous and brittle. But when we combine this foundational strength with the right internal environment, we create a powerful synergy. And that environment is shaped almost entirely in the kitchen, not with a strict diet, but with thinking of food in a completely new way. We've been taught to think about food in terms of calories, weight, and deprivation. I want you to start thinking of it as information and building materials. Every single bite you take is a message sent to every cell in your body. It can be a message of inflammation and chaos, or a message of repair and peace. The second silent health reason so many people face a struggle is a diet that constantly sends a first kind of message, one that keeps the body in a state of chronic, low-grade inflammation. Now, inflammation isn't always bad. Acute inflammation is your body's heroic response to a cut or an infection. It sends help to the area to heal it. But chronic inflammation is like having a small, smoldering fire inside you that never goes out. It damages tissues, stiffens joints, clouds thinking, and contributes to nearly every major age-related disease. The standard modern diet, full of processed foods, sugary snacks, refined carb, and unhealthy fats, is like pouring gasoline on that smoldering fire. But the beautiful flip side is also true. The right foods are like a cool, calming balm. Choosing whole anti-inflammatory foods, colorful vegetables, deep-colored berries, fatty fish rich in omega-3s, nuts, seeds, and olive oil isn't about denial. It's the most profound act of self-care. It's choosing the building blocks that will repair your cells, calm your joints, and clear your mind rather than the ones that break them down. It's amazing how the simple, powerful act of choosing an apple over a cookie or a handful of almonds over a bag of chips isn't just about eating. It's a vote for the kind of life you want to live. It's a decision to build up your body's framework and calm its internal environment. And that rhythm of strengthening and nourishing leads us perfectly to something we often neglect but is absolutely sacred. That's right, we're talking about rest. And I don't just mean sleep, though that's a huge piece of it. I'm talking about the entire ecosystem of recovery and calm that our nervous system desperately needs, but so rarely gets. This is our third silent reason: the relentless grind of chronic stress and profound deficit of deep, restorative sleep. We live in a world that prizes being busy, that values productivity over peace, and that often makes us feel guilty for truly resting. But for our health and longevity, this constant state of on is incredibly damaging. When we are stressed, whether from a major life event or the constant pings of daily worries, our body releases cortisol. In small, short bursts, this is a life-saving hormone. But when cortisol is constantly elevated, it becomes corrosive. It breaks down muscle tissue, encourages the storage of dangerous belly fat, impairs memory, weakens the immune system, and raises blood pressure. It keeps that internal smoldering fire blazing. For many of us, this state of low-grade alarm has become our normal. We've forgotten how to truly switch off. We watch stressful news before bed. We scroll through our phones. We lie awake worrying about our to-do list. And we wonder why we wake up feeling more tired than when we went to sleep. This is where we must become guardians of our own peace. Mastering stress isn't about eliminating it. That's impossible. But about changing our relationship to it. It's about building tiny oases of calm throughout your day. It could be 5 minutes of deep breathing on the porch in the morning, listening to the birds instead of the news. It could be consciously putting down your phone an hour before bed and picking up a real book. It could be learning a simple practice like mindful meditation, not as some esoteric ritual, but as a practical tool to lower your blood pressure and quiet the noise in your head. This isn't self-indulgence. It's building a shield against one of the most potent agers of our body and brain. And that shield is reinforced each night by the magic of sleep. Deep, quality sleep is when your body does its most important repair work. It's when it washes metabolic debris from your brain, consolidates memories, repairs muscle tissue, and rebalances hormones. Skimping on sleep doesn't just make you groggy. It directly undermines every single effort you make to be healthy. It makes you crave sugary foods for quick energy. It makes you less likely to move your body, and it puts your nervous system on high alert. Prioritizing 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep is perhaps the single most effective thing you can do to turn your health around. Create a dark, cool, and quiet cave for yourself. Make your bedtime routine a non-negotiable ritual of calm. See it not as lost time, but as your most critical health appointment of the day. And when we're well rested and our internal stress levels are managed, we have the capacity for one of the most powerful, yet most overlooked elements of longevity: meaningful connection. This is our fourth silent health reason. We are fundamentally social creatures. Our biology is wired for community. Yet, as we get older, our social circles often shrink. We retire, friends move away, and family gets busy. This isn't just emotionally lonely. It's physically damaging. Prolonged loneliness and isolation have been found to be as damaging to our health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It increases inflammation, suppresses immune function, and accelerates cognitive decline. But the flip side is also true. A strong sense of purpose and deep social connection are powerful medicine. Volunteering, joining a club, scheduling regular calls with friends, sharing meals with neighbors. These acts of connection release a cascade of feel-good hormones like oxytocin that counteract stress, lower blood pressure, and give us a reason to get up in the morning. It's about finding your why, your reason for being. It might be caring for a pet, mentoring a young person, tending a community garden, or simply being a person who always checks in on others. This sense of purpose is a direct counterbalance to the feeling of drifting that can come later in life. It anchors us energizes us, and reminds us that we are needed and valued. So these 5 pieces: understand the difference between aging and decline, protecting your foundational strength, calming inflammation with food, mastering rest and stress, and nurturing connection. They all fit together like a beautiful, interconnected puzzle. But a puzzle isn't finished until you put the last piece in place, and that's making it all work for your unique life. Now, bringing this all together might feel like a lot. You might be looking at these 5 areas and thinking, how can I possibly focus on all 5 of these things at once? And my answer is, you absolutely shouldn't. Trying to overhaul your entire life overnight is a recipe for feeling overwhelmed, guilty, and giving up. The magic is not in a dramatic, all-or-nothing transformation. The magic is in the tiny, consistent, almost effortless steps. The ones so small, they feel like nothing, until you look back a year from now and realize they've changed everything. Let's talk about how to start. Forget everything else for a moment and pick one thing. Just one. The one that speaks to you the most, or the one you feel is most missing from your life. Maybe it's the strength piece. Your one tiny habit for the next 2 weeks is not to join a gym. It's to practice sitting down and standing up from your chair without using your hands 3 times in a row, once in the morning and once in the evening. That's it. Or maybe it's nutrition. Your one tiny habit isn't to change your entire diet. It's to add 1 extra vegetable to your dinner plate. Just one. Or perhaps it's connection. Your one tiny habit is to call 1 friend or family member every Sunday afternoon for a chat. The goal is consistency, not perfection. Anchor your new tiny habit to something you already do. After I pour my morning coffee, I will do my 3 sit-to-stands. When I am plating my dinner, I will add a handful of steamed broccoli. This is how you build a new routine without it feeling like a burden. And on the days you forget or you just don't feel like it, and those days will absolutely come, I need you to do something crucial. Be kind to yourself. This is not a pass/fail test. There is no failing. There is only learning. A bad day is just a day. It doesn't erase your progress. The next day, you just gently return to your tiny habit. No drama, no guilt, just a quiet return. Now, let's address some of the very real hurdles. What if I don't like to cook? Then let's make it simple. Rotisserie chicken, pre-cut vegetables from the produce aisle, canned beans rinsed under water, frozen berries. These are your best friends. Nutrition doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. What if my knees are bad? Then we adapt. Chair yoga, water aerobics, or even simple seated leg lifts are magnificent ways to build strength without impact. The key is movement, not punishment. What if I live alone and feel isolated? This is where technology can be a beautiful bridge. Video calls can feel so much more connected than a phone call. Or take a small risk. Smile and say hello to someone at the library or the park. Often, they are hoping for a connection, too. The local senior center or community center is full of people in the exact same situation, looking for a friend. The obstacle isn't the obstacle. It's just a condition we need to work with. The solution is always flexibility and self-compassion. This journey is not about following a rigid set of rules written by someone else. It's about listening to your own body and your own life and making small, gentle adjustments that add up to profound change. You have the map now. You know what to do and, more importantly, how to start. The final ingredient, the one that makes it all stick, isn't something you do, but something you believe. That final ingredient is the story you tell yourself. It's the identity you choose to step into. For so long, you may have seen yourself as someone who is getting older, slowing down, or losing your energy. What if you decided, starting today, to see yourself differently? What if you started to see yourself as someone who is building strength, cultivating vitality, and investing in their future self? This shift in mindset is a catalyst that transforms action into lasting change. It's the difference between I have to go for a walk and I am someone who values a daily walk for my energy and mood. It moves the action from a chore on a checklist to an expression of who you are. I want you to think about a woman named Eleanor. Eleanor is 78. For years, she accepted increasing back pain and stiffness as her inevitable lot in life. She stopped gardening, her great love, because bending down became too difficult. Her world got a little smaller, a little quieter. Then, after a fall that scared her, she decided to change her story. She didn't do anything drastic. She started with one tiny habit, a 5-minute daily video of gentle strength exercises for her core and legs. She paired it with her morning cup of tea. Some days she didn't want to do it, but she did it anyway because she had started to see herself as a person who took care of her body. After a month, she noticed she could get in and out of her car more easily. That small win fueled her. She added a 10-minute walk after lunch. Then, she started adding more colorful vegetables to her plate, not because she had to, but because she wanted to feel better. A year later, Eleanor is back in her garden. The pain isn't gone, but it's manageable. She has more energy. But more importantly, she has her joy back. She has a renewed sense of capability. She didn't reverse her age. She reclaimed her life by changing the story she told herself and backing it up with small, consistent actions. Her best years weren't behind her. They were right in front of her, waiting in her garden. This is what I want for you. It's about waking up feeling hopeful, not dread. It's about having the vitality to play with your grandchildren on the floor and get back up again with ease. It's about pursuing the hobby you always put off and filling your days with things that light you up from the inside. It's about knowing that you are the author of your health story, and every single day gives you a new page to write. You have everything you need to start that story today. I'd love to hear from you. Which one of these 5 areas, strength, nourishment, rest, connection, or mindset, are you most excited to gently explore first? Tell me in the comments below. Sharing your intention can be a powerful first step. If this conversation felt helpful and hopeful, please give this video a like. It helps me reach more wonderful people like you who are ready to thrive. And if you'd like to join me on this journey, consider subscribing and turning on those notifications. Every video I make is designed to give you practical, kind-hearted support to live your very best life. Remember, your age is a testament to your journey, but it is not the limit of your potential. Your best years aren't behind you. They're right here, waiting for you to claim them. Here's to your health, your happiness, and your incredible journey ahead.